Okay, the recording has started. So this is the episode 3. All the previous webinars have been recorded and will be available very soon on our official YouTube channel. So if it happens that you skip something, or if there's a topic that you would like to see covered again, or basically share these with anybody, by all means, please do. I absolutely encourage you. The information we are sharing via this Zoom is something that is official in terms of we are sharing the ways that the customer service team for both NetLeaders, DAS Wallet, and Alliance Pay is providing as the official solution to a specific issue. So practically more or less the same thing when you guys send us an email or start a chat with us, but this is something a bit more interactive, sorry. Okay, now we have 2 topics today. So one topic would be how to update your Validator app. So how do you do the update of the app itself to make sure that there's a bit of a confusion out there in the field regarding the thing itself. So I just wanted to walk you guys through to how to do the actual update of the app. So this is not a firmware update. We are only doing the application update, but in some of the next webinars, we can do the full firmware update for the Validator itself, no problem. Second topic would be how to send a message to the customer service team. So we made some new implementation on our website on NetLeaders, and this is something that's going to happen on DAS Wallet as well. For now, we have a new system on NetLeaders, so I would like to start with that. I'm going to share my screen with you guys now. Just a second, sorry. Okay, great. I hope everybody sees this. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, very good. Okay, so by now, you all know that you could just use the email address support@daswallet.com or support@netleaders.com, depending on the preference and the nature of the issue itself. So we implemented something to make your lives a bit easier. So instead of the, going to your mailbox and typing the very same thing again, typing our email address and stuff like that, we enter something we call a ticket widget. So this is the netleaders.com website. And as you can see, there's a little thing, a little card here now on the left side of the screen that says contact us. Now, we have the standard chat widget on the lower right corner of the screen right here, but this thing here is the new one. So the idea would be, if you guys want to send the email, or if you guys want to, type us a message, or maybe find a solution quickly, you don't need to go back to your inbox. Or if it happens that the chat is offline at a specific time, you can just use the contact form here. So I'm just going to show you shortly how it works. You simply click on the form right here, and the website will give you this window, right? So here is the idea. As you may see, it pretty much looks like any kind of emailing, like Outlook or any kind of an emailing tool out there. But the idea would be this. You leave your email address. Let's say something like this, right? Oh, by the way, this is my official NetLeaders address. So if anybody feels that you wish to share something with me directly, by all means, please feel free to do so. Now, here's the thing. Let's say I'm experiencing the issue, for example, with the application on the Validator, and I'm not sure if I'm doing things correctly. If I start on a subject line to type Validator, for example, the widget itself will give me certain suggestions from our knowledge base, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So for example, if I say Validator app, it will give me updating Dascoin app, how to set up your Validator, basically all the existing articles which have these words, recognized. So let's say I have a problem with the app and updating of it. I click here. Moment. There we go. I click here and I got myself a full thing right here. Now, since this is something we're going to use today, I'm just going to copy this link for a moment. So again, the idea would be, of course, the obligator is to choose a topic. Guys, don't worry too much about the topic itself. So as you can see, we only have 5 different options for the topic. So even though if you're not sure where your topic is, you can just, choose the closest one of these five. We're going to, of course, update this. We're going to, add some new topics. The reason why these topics exist is that if we segment our support team, which is the plan for the future, if we segment our support team into smaller teams of experts for a specific issue only, which would make sense to do, then when you create the contact form from here, your dedicated team is immediately getting your case. The idea of the whole this thing is to speed things up first and foremost for everybody. And the second idea would be to, some people simply wish for self-service. Some people feel better if they're not contacting the support team at all, if they can share their own leaks, if they can find their own articles, and then like 2 articles resolve the issue they're experiencing. So that's the sole reason why this exists. And of course, you confirm your username. All these fields are mandatory, and you just click send, and that's practically it. It's the very same thing as you sent us the email. However, in practice, it should speed things up vastly. This contact form will soon appear on a DAS Wallet website as well. And one other news about the DAS Wallet website is that we're going to implement the chat tool there as well, because we're developing a new chat form, which again is going to help you guys a lot with finding your way around. It's going to speed things up. I had a talk about it in one of the previous webinars, but all in all, we're trying to reach people as much as we can, and we're trying to make things easy as much as we can. Okay, I hope this made sense. Just 1 second, sorry. Okay, so that's it for now. The next thing we're gonna work on is basically updating of your DASCoin application. So here's the thing. A lot of people experienced some issues when the updating of the application came in, and we did a couple of investigative runs, if you will, to see what is exactly the issue people are experiencing, and then we kind of found a couple of ways to help you guys, find your way around to see, what's wrong. And believe it or not, the reasons are usually very trivial. So let's go through that together just to see what I'm trying to say. Okay, here's the thing. As you all know, 1 second, sorry. Okay. As you all know, in order to make things working, so in order to do any kind of an operation on your validator, whether there's a firmware update or if it's a application update as such, what we need to do is that we need to first download and install our Ledger Manager. So Ledger Manager is basically a software that is, the software or the app that is used to create all these operations, right? So here's just to make sure everybody sees everything. Okay, cool. So if you go to Google, this is the first step, and we type in Ledger Manager. Of course, it's obligatory to use Google Chrome there. So if we go to Google and type in Ledger Manager, what we want to find in results is this page that says Ledger Manager Chrome Web Store. So we need to first install the extension or the plugin for the validator itself. When you click there, you will see that I already have my own install, and I have here the option that says Launch App. However, if we go back to the tutorial, and this is why the tutorial link is now important, this is how it will look when you don't have it installed. So it will give you the option that says Add to Chrome. You simply click on it, and then you follow the next step that says your Chrome browser will ask you if you wish to add Ledger Manager, and actually to confirm that, and then you go to Add App right here. And from there, the thing will install itself on its own, so no further action is needed from your end. Anytime you want to start your Ledger Manager, you will see that on the upper left corner, on the latest update of your Google Chrome browser, you will have the option Apps. So when you click on that option, you will see the Ledger Manager wherever. It could be wherever, but it looks like this, and you can start it from there. Now, here's one trick. A lot of people experience the issue with a validator when they try to open Ledger Manager and update the app, and where they claimed that when they start the app and when they start their validator, the app doesn't recognize the validator at all. And we did a little bit of research, and we actually found the solution. The thing would be, and the idea would be, to first start Ledger Manager. So when you started from, when you started from this option, this is how it looks like. Okay, we can now ignore this one for a moment. Sorry. There we go. We can now, there. This is the screen we actually need. So let's first start the Ledger Manager and only then plug in the validator. That would be the idea. So here's the thing. Once you plug in your validator, the validator will ask you to enter your PIN. What you of course do is that you enter your PIN and confirm. Now, here's another trick that makes things a bit confusing. In the application on your computer, so this screen here, you see all the available options for the validator. So whether that's the Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Ripple, whatever. And of course, Bitcoin as well. It's a kind of confusing because you cannot see from this screen what is installed on your validator already and what should you remove, okay? For that reason, what we want to do is that we want to look at our validator, because on the validator, when you log in and when you press your PIN, you will actually see all the installed apps. You will see the installed apps for certain currencies, and you will see the option settings. Now, since I shared the screen, I cannot really show you that, but the point is I have only Dogecoin app installed, and I only have settings option available. So those two options are only. Of course, you can, add all 5 if you wish to use the validator that way. That's perfectly fine. So you got your firmwares. The firmware is now installed to the latest version, and you got your application. So what you want to do is you want to click here. You first want to remove the old app, and it says now removing application. Now you go back to your validator, and your validator is displaying the message, allow Ledger Manager. Let me pause this for a moment. Okay, we're back in business. So it says allow Ledger Manager. So you just confirm that you're fine to remove the Dogecoin application, and now everything is perfectly done. You will see the same screen, and now your validator will only appear without the application itself. Literally now, again, only thing you need to do is again click here to basically download the newest version, and the application will start installing on itself. Now the validator says processing, which means the application is being installed on it. We'll just give it a couple of moments, and that's it. The Dogecoin application will appear on your screen, and that is literally everything that should happen. And again, I'm not sure if you guys can see this. Just give me a second. It's a bit small, but here's the thing I was talking about. See, so it's basically back in business. Now you're sure that everything is working correctly. Now, from there, of course, everything works normally. You go back to your DAS wallet, you do your trades, you do your, move of the funds and the value. Everything is like the everyday's business. Now, we were testing a lot of validators, and we did a lot of tests per feedback we got from the field, from you guys, with issues you experienced with the device itself. Believe it or not, in like almost 90% of cases, there is a physical issue with one part of the validator, and that is exactly this, okay? So the USB cable. Some USB cables are practically are giving you the wrong impression that things ain't working. So sometimes you can just simply change the cable itself. I believe this is a micro USB. Let me show you, and I'm not sure if this is visible, but I believe this is a standard micro USB port, just like Android phones, for example, of the older generation, because some newer phones use a new USB technology. That's USB-C for Samsung. But if you have this kind of a cable and just try to change it, it should be working perfectly fine. Uh, okay, I'm just going to answer. I'm just looking at the questions. I'm going to answer it in a minute. So let's make sure. So the cable is actually working, or you can this cable. You can try to test it with your cell phone. If you have a cell phone like the Android phone that is using this type of the power socket, you can try that as well. If it's still not working, of course, please do contact us back so we can see what we can do. Or you can use the mentioned articles like shown here, and I'm just gonna use the chat very quickly for you guys so you can see. I'm sorry, I'm gonna share this so you can see the link itself. Okay, and then you have a lot of other articles which are basically linked to this one. And that is practically it, believe it or not. So it's a couple of clicks away. So the only important thing is please first install and start Ledger Manager and only then try to plug the validator in. That way you'll be sure that the application itself will recognize your validator. Once you put in your validator, you confirm your PIN code. And once you confirm your PIN, you will see which applications are installed on the validator. We go back to the Ledger app on your computer. We uninstall what we don't want, actually what we want to update. There is another way, actually. You can uninstall all of them to be sure, right? Simply uninstall all of them and then install all of them again. And then you're sure you got the latest version, whatever happens. Okay. Let's now go a bit to the questions from the chat tool. Okay, so regarding the private messages, I will make sure to respond to those as soon as possible. So let's just try to keep, I absolutely respect that everybody's experiencing some issue they want to be resolved as soon as possible. I'm gonna make sure to do that after we finish the webinar, but let's just try to, do the questions and answers which could help everybody. Okay, so Yana Svara is asking, why make people search for the application? Why not just put the link directly into the tutorial article, eliminate one step? Will it ever be possible to install other cryptocurrencies to the validator besides the 5 we have now? That depends on the device itself and the manufacturer themselves. So they are the ones who are basically whitelisting applications on the device itself. I believe that the new applications and the new cryptocurrencies will come very, very soon and that we will have more options. As for the link to the application itself, here's the thing. For example, I'm not sure if you're an Apple user. If you use an iPhone or whatever, that's a good example. Some devices and some manufacturers create their own mini ecosystems. Okay, so there are many reasons why they use the ecosystems in that way. But one of the main reasons is they want to make sure everything is compatible with everything else, and they want to make sure that the information provided is the right information. What I'm trying to say is this: when you work with the validator, the manufacturer created the extension to be sure that you're actually using the correct version of the software itself. Okay. So instead of going to Google and just, find 15 links from which 14 are viruses, this way you are in a closed, safe ecosystem where you know what you're downloading and you know what you're using is the right thing to be used. So that would be basically the reason. Okay, as for the DAS wallet and the wrong validator issue, let's cover that on the DAS wallet topic, which is something that will probably be a topic next week, because this is what we wanted to show here is only the updating of the app itself, so how to go through Ledger Manager. But I promise you guys, if there is more interest of the DAS wallet and the validator issues between each other, we're going to do that next week, no problem. Okay. Okay, so let's go to if there are validators readily available now when ordered on the NetLeaders website. They should. The issue with shipping of the validators is finally coming to a close. So we basically identified all the steps that were missing in the whole process, and hopefully this would finally, I know I mentioned this a couple of times already, but this should hopefully now be completely resolved. Bryce says we cannot do the update you showed today as the validator, so wait for another week. Okay, let me just, Bryce, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna unmute you so you can share this with everybody if you agree. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, please go on.
I have 2 team members that we've installed their systems for them. So we've done the Chrome update, downloaded the Chrome extension. Then when we come to put in the validator to the computer, it worked before, but then after doing the Chrome extension for the software, we put the validator into the machine and it wouldn't work. It says the wrong validator. Please put in the right validator.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Do you want me to meet with those people and then get the screen dumps for you?
Yes, please do. Please do. If that's not available right now, you can always send me a screenshot. Is it possible, even better, is it possible to capture some sort of a video via telephone when they're doing it? Would that be possible? That would be perfect.
Yeah, I'll try. And how would I send that to you, please?
You can send it to my email address. So I'm just going to type it down once more.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. There you go. So by all means, please do.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. As for Sue, please do email me directly. It's perfectly fine. So, yeah. Thank you. Okay. Again, I understand that you guys, again, this is a very specific market we are in, and there's a very specific business model we are in. Again, it's very specific for me because I never previously worked in a company that has this marketing model. So I absolutely understand that you guys wish to, know as much as you can, as quick as you can, so you can, share that with your downline, and that's perfectly fine. That's awesome. That's how things should work in this scenario. However, what we want to do from our end is that we want to reach to everybody, as quick as possible. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, is by all means, please try to reach us with your ideas, okay? If you have the ideas, Piotr, I see you. I'm just going to mute you in a second. If you ask for a word, of course. So what I'm trying to say is if you have any kind of how should I put it? Let's say a functional feedback, but there is no dysfunctional feedback. But let's say a functional feedback in terms of if you have some sort of an idea where you believe you could improve the contact between the support team and the whole field itself, by all means, please do share it. You can send me an email anytime, literally anytime. My goal and my vision, if you will, is that while you guys do that amazing work you're doing in the field, with the promotion, with the sales, with the education, all that stuff, my idea is for me to provide you guys with a backup in terms of troubleshooting, So if you have a downline, if you have a downline of 10 people, it can be exhausting, right? Not let alone downline of 100 people. So I absolutely understand that. The idea would be this: you do your leadership role, but if there are certain individuals who are experiencing certain issues, send them to us. That's the model. This is why we built so many articles. Oh, and by the way, one more update, which is very important. We started doing videos. So the videos, not like this, but the animations with the sweet music and everything. I'm not going to share more about that because that should be a surprise, and the guys in London are going to kill me if they hear I said this. But the idea would be to have literally tutorial step-by-step videos with nice animations that are, again, covering every step possible, every step of the way. Okay. Just 1 second. Let's just go to the questions again. As for the recordings themselves, they should be very soon available on the official YouTube channel. Okay, and most probably in the back office. So we're just gonna we're trying to find a way where can we, you know, quickly share that stuff. Or I'm sorry, I can also send those to Debbie or Linda or folks who are active on the Telegram group. So those should be shared in the Telegram group as well. They're basically free for all. So I absolutely encourage, if you guys find this useful, absolutely encourage everybody to send them as much and as possible. Bryce, they're not currently in the back office, but they will be. That's the idea. Now, okay, I'm just gonna unmute Peter and then we're going back to Bryce. Peter, go on.
Yes, hello. I got a question about Allianz Pay because I was in Barcelona and from that moment till now, I've got a basic problem with someone which is in office about documents, yeah, upload documents.
Okay.
And every single time was something wrong, and automatic sent me some requirements about documents. And finally, a few weeks ago, I received positive message. Everything's in order. Now you can await for a Allianz Pay virtual card. Okay, so I'm happy. I wait, and then few days later, different person from you send me again the same mail that you have to upload again documents. So I copy the message from one of your colleagues, friends, that everything's in order and I have to wait for virtual Allianz Pay card. Okay, so he sent me back an answer. Okay, sorry for disturbing, everything's in order. So I'm again happy. But later, as you can imagine, again, I receive maybe automatically a same mail, and now I'm a little bit confused. What is going on?
Is this on your NetLeaders or DAS wallet profiles?
Allianz Pay, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
so okay. Okay, so Allianz Pay KYC is separated from ours because it's done by Carta, and Carta has a different set of rules for KYC. That is why it is possible to be KYC verified, for example, on the last wallet, but not be KYC verified for Allianz Pay. However, again, please do forward all that to me, to my email, and I'm going to see what I can do to speed things.
Okay, I sent and I just copied these emails. Yeah, no problem. Sure. And the last question about. Because I'm interested about working and present our project in Vietnam. You know how it works in Vietnam? Is it MLM and cryptocurrency are not forbidden or forbidden?
Again, let's keep that for email because that is a separate topic for today's topic. So I'm
okay.
Where can I forward your request? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, thanks to Piotr. Calls are every Thursday. So every Thursday, this is the 11 p.m. our time here in Central Eastern Europe. So that should be UK, I believe, 10 p.m. So, or I'm very bad with the time difference, so I apologize for that, but you can do it this way. At the time today's call started in your country, that's the time it should start every Thursday. So that's basically it. Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you, Sue. So that's Thursdays, 10 a.m. UK until time difference changes again because somebody was having a weird logic when thinking about time zones. Okay, Brian, please go on. Is Brian with us? Yes, by the way, link is always the same. Brian, if you can hear us, please do share your question. Okay, we're going to wait up for Brian a bit more. Yes, meanwhile, yeah, I understand there are a lot of questions going on. I'm just going to head back to what Bryce says. We'll see if they're going to be either a media section or whatever, but I'm going to see and make sure that you guys get these links as soon as possible. So you can share them, you can you don't even need to share them if you don't wish to. The idea would be to have some sort of a reminder so you can go to it. So, aha, okay, this is what this guy said. Now it works, or it's not working, or whatever. So again, we are people who are very open to feedback, as said a couple of minutes ago. If you feel that something that was shared wasn't, of enough quality, or it could be changed or different, just like this suggestion for the link for the Dascoin app, there's a reason why it's not possible. If we could just send you a link, that would be the easiest way on the planet. But again, the manufacturers sometimes create their ecosystems. Try to transfer music from your iPhone in 2 clicks, if you know what I'm saying. And good luck with that. And I mean, I'm frustrated with that. I love iPhones, I love Macs, but those things kind of get me frustrated. And unfortunately, that's how it works in certain ecosystems with certain products. So, Okay, does anybody have any kind of a question, maybe? Hi, Bryce. That should be in the newest version of the white paper, if I am not mistaken. If I am mistaken, though, again, let's go via email so I can then forward the issue to the relevant people. I'm trying to, guys, when I advise you to send me an email, I'm actually, forwarding and going through those emails the very same day from the webinar. So I'm not just, I'm starting to kind of sound like Mark Zuckerberg on those trials. Like every second question is, please send us an email or let me check that for you. So I don't want to sound like Mark, but for some things, definitely we need to go to some sort of an escalation to check that. Our mission is always to try to do everything for you guys possible and beyond, so we can say we did something impossible, right? Okay. Regarding the Alliance Pay, let's do a full call. If everybody agrees, you can do a thumbs up or anything. Let's do a full call on Alliance Pay somewhere in the future, because we're going to be extending, a number of Alliance Pay users relatively soon. And the last information I've got is that we are some 6 to 8 weeks away, as you probably heard live previously, but we're some 6 to 8 weeks away from the actual cards and all that stuff. So maybe in the next couple of weeks, it would be a good idea to do one very nice Alliance Pay video. By the way, Alliance Pay will have a dedicated support team, which is completely separated and fully trained to do the Alliance Pay issues, right? So everybody who becomes an Alliance Pay user, which eventually will be literally everybody from the ecosystem, because that's the idea, will be able to have a dedicated team which is solving only Alliance Pay issues and making sure everything is working great. We kind of did some testing what we can do with our administrative panels, and we can do a lot of stuff. Guys from CART are amazing. We're cooperating with them as well, because they have their own, escalation team that handles all the issues that you could imagine that happen with payment cards. And those guys are absolutely amazing. They're fantastic. The way we have a very similar philosophy of how to do and provide support with them. So the procedures they create, the procedures we create, we kind of click together, and that's amazing. I'm personally very, very happy regarding that. As for the CRM, Bryce, I'm sorry, are you referring to the CRM with the codes that come with the licenses now? Just to be sure if we're talking about the same thing. Just please confirm if you're referring to the codes for the software. Cool. Yes, exactly. That's a good point. We are working on that as well. We are currently having the FAQs have been built. And yes, it is a bit confusing, because you go to the FAQs and then they tell you to contact us, and then you contact us. And when you go back to the FAQs, the truth of the matter is that I personally expect that now we're at this is the first, what is today? Today is the 2nd of August. I personally expect it to be functional around mid-August, fully functional. So the full team that goes through that CRM stuff, that's the projection for now. I hope that helps, though. Okay, if there are not any other questions, I'm sorry, Alvin had a question. You will receive all that with the Alliance Pay invitations, Alvin, I'm sorry. So I can also show you if you are, if you go to the knowledge base, let's try something like this, sorry. So there are solutions. Give me just 1 second. Give me a second, Alvin. I'm just gonna share everything we've got right now in written form for you. Oh, sorry, Bryce. So the idea is somewhere mid-August, there will be a team handling those things. I understand there is a confusion where we have a built-in FAQs on the page of the software developer themselves. And then some articles refer you back to us, and then our team refer you back to the FAQs. The truth of the matter is there is only FAQs for now. We're building the team that's going to do that. Exactly what you mentioned. Again, I am expecting that to be functional somewhere mid-August or second part of August. Maybe closer to September, but it's coming. There's a lot of stuff going on. And again, I absolutely appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. This is kind of a test, and to be honest with you, this is why I love my job, because every day is, you get pushed to the limit, and that's something I thrive in and I feel good about. Anyway, back on topic. This is a good point about the built-in FAQs. This is a good point. This is how we do things. This is how Carta does things. And when we develop our own team and when we push that team to be functional, this is something we're going to do as well. So everything you saw, with the knowledge base articles, with the this new ticketing and contact form, this is the philosophy we want to go through. So you go to Alliance Pay website and you get bombarded, wham, bam, wham, wham, whatever you need to, and whenever you want to look for the explanations, you get them. That's the idea. Okay, the latest link is the regarding the Alliance Pay account, again on the knowledge base, and it's covering the very basic steps on the going through things. So I encourage everybody to read that. And on that nutshell, we are coming to an end of today's webinar. Again, thank you very much for sharing this time with me. I hope I'm going to see you guys next Thursday, and we're going to make sure to post the topic for next Thursday as soon as possible. Okay, this is definitely a lot of interest for the Alliance Pay. Tell you what, guys, let's do the Alliance Pay next Thursday, huh? If that is good for you, if that sounds good for everybody, let's do the Alliance Pay basics, at least basics of it. And I'm just going to go with guys from Carta regarding some details, what we can, cover, what we can share, what is the rhythm of all of it. It's a very exciting topic. Some people were testing the Alliance Pay. We had some amazing feedback. Alliance Pay is working with a vast majority of services out there for online payments. It actually is working on the ATMs as well in some cases. So a very, very exciting thing, a very exciting time ahead of us. So yeah, let's do the Alliance Pay next week. I think that would make sense. Anyway, thank you again. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you everybody on next Thursday. So peace out.